Hi guys, and welcome to this third episode of the Seconds Count podcast. I'm joined with Hannah, who has just finished her Masters in Paramedic Practice. Have you finished this week?
I finished at the end of August.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand over to Hannah now to introduce herself a bit better than I've just done. So off you go, Hannah. Let us know what you do.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah. I'm from Derby. So I went to Keele University and did the integrated masters in Paramedic Science. So that was a 4-year course that I've just completed. And at the minute, I'm not really doing too much, but I've got an interview in October with East Midlands Ambulance Service for Leicestershire. But it's quite nice to have a bit of time off, not doing too much. But yeah, that's me really. It's been great. I've really enjoyed the course. I'm almost sad in a way that it's finished, but I'm looking forward to like actually working as a paramedic finally, which should be good.
Perfect. So what first inspired you to go down the paramedic route?
I wasn't too sure for ages. I wasn't one of those people that like knew they wanted to be a paramedic from a young age. I did A levels in maths, biology, and physics. Still didn't know what I wanted to do. My dad has owned care homes for years, but I'd done work experience there, but it just wasn't for me. Like I loved being with the patients and I love that side of things, but I didn't like being inside and I felt like too emotional being with the same people every day. And I felt like when they passed away, it was just a bit too much for me, like just being part of their journey every day and really getting to know the patients. And I just didn't really like doing the same sort of thing every day. I wanted a bit of a variety, but I still didn't really know what to do. So then COVID hit, and my dad got COVID. This was in November 2020, so nearly 5 years ago. And we had the paramedics out to him because he was ill, and my mum and I didn't really know what to do, what was wrong. He was quite breathless, he felt quite unwell, and it was just, I guess, like a time of uncertainty, and were clueless as to what we could do really to help him. We didn't have the knowledge and the skills, and the crew came out and they were really lovely and reassuring and kind to my mum and I, especially, not just my dad. But they left him at home and my dad recovered and he's fine now. But after that experience, I was like, oh, this could be something really lovely for me to go on and do, especially because I hadn't really had an interest in anything until then. Like, I knew I liked caring for patients in the care home, but I didn't want to be in the care home every day inside. I thought this could be something that I'd like to do. And we've got a family friend who's a paramedic, so I spoke to her a bit more about it. And then my dad actually found the course at Keele when we went on UCAS and looked for the different courses. So I applied for all the ones near home and I got in at Keele. So yeah, that's how I've ended up being at Keele.
So you've recently posted a post on Instagram about your dad tragically having a heart attack. Can
Oh,
you
so
talk us through what happened there?
yeah, no, he didn't have a heart attack. What happened is during my third year, he just started to go really lightheaded, and it would just happen randomly. Like he'd be sat down, he'd be walking about, we'd be in the car, and it would just come on randomly. He'd go really lightheaded, and there were a few times that he fainted. And he even saw a private cardiologist in Derby, and they said there was nothing wrong. Like he had that the ECG done, the one that he has to like wear for a week. They just couldn't pick up anything that was wrong with him. And it was going on for like 3 months. It was quite scary because I guess we didn't know why, and we're being told by the professionals that there's nothing wrong with my dad. I mean, like, how high up can you be than a private cardiologist? So my mum and dad were out in a shop in Derby, and my dad collapsed, he fainted, he hit his head, which caused him to be quite unwell and be sick. And I wasn't there at the time. I was actually in Stoke on placement, so I had to like make my way down to Derby to come to them. And yeah, I've never seen my dad in such a way. Like he wasn't able to talk to me, look at me. speak at all. It was really awful to see, but he had two paramedic crews out to him. So I think a car went first, and then there was a crew. And I met them at the A&E at the Royal Derby, and yeah, it turned out there was something wrong with his heart and the way it was sending electrical signals, and the paramedics picked it up on their ECG, um, which was really good, and that led to him having a pacemaker fitted. And yeah, I guess if it wasn't for the paramedics noticing that, then he would have maybe been discharged, and then it would have happened again, maybe in the car whilst he was driving. It could have been a lot worse. But it was a really scary time. Like, he spent 9 nights in like the heart ward and the coronary care unit, and he was home on the 23rd of December. Like, we didn't think we were going to have him home for Christmas, so there just kept being so many patients coming into the hospital that, like, my dad, he wasn't like on the top of the priority list, so they didn't fit the pacemaker immediately, and it was just so busy that we didn't think they were going to do it. And then on the 23rd or the 22nd, he got up to say goodbye to us, and he collapsed again. And that was really scary to see, to like, actually see it happen. And yeah, they immediately all rushed around him and they fitted the pacemaker. It took about an hour, but yeah, it was lovely to have him home for Christmas. So I wrote down the names of the paramedics that I saw at the back of the ambulance, and never really thought much of it, just that I knew that they worked in Derby. But all my placements have been in Lichfield and with West Midlands Ambulance Service. So in Derby, it's East Midlands. And then Keel said to me that I could do a 2-week elective placement in Derby, which I thought would be a really good opportunity to get to know the area, get to know the hospital, meet some of like my future colleagues. And one day my mentor said to me, "Oh, we're working with this guy called Jono." And I just looked at my notes app and I was like, "Oh, that's the paramedic that went to my dad." And he remembered what happened. They thought my dad was having a heart attack. They weren't too sure, to be fair. They didn't know. And like my dad was just like, I've never seen him in the way he was, just basically unresponsive. Really horrible to see, but it was nice to kind of talk about what happened and like what they did, and they remembered my dad and they remembered my mum. And yeah, it was nice to work with Jono, actually, just seeing the way that he treated the patients that we attended to that day, and then thinking back about the care that like he might have provided my dad, and just seeing what kind of person he was. Just yeah, it was really nice knowing that someone so lovely went to my dad. So yeah, it was lovely to tell my dad, like, "Oh, I'm with the paramedic that went to you today." And my dad owns 2 care homes in Derby. And I said to Jono, like, "Oh, have you ever been to these 2 care homes before?" And he said, "Yeah, I think so." And then yesterday, I went with my dad to one of the care homes because it's his birthday on Sunday. So like, he's at the one that we went to yesterday, Ashfields, for nearly 11 years. So all the staff know him, and they'd got him some presents. So I went with him as well, because all the staff have like known me, and like as I've been growing up and like my paramedic journey. And they said, "Oh, we're waiting for an ambulance crew for one of the patients." And then as the ambulance pulled in and I was looking outside and I just looked through the window, I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's Jono." And I kind of hoped it was, because I just thought, oh, it'd be so lovely for my dad to meet him. Like, I've met him, my dad should meet him. And then he came in and it was definitely him. And my dad was like in another room or somewhere at the time, but I was like, "You've got to meet my dad. Like, he'll be like ecstatic to meet you and say thank you." And then yeah, we got that picture together. It was really nice, just like for my dad to meet him and them to chat about what happened. And we walked around the care home, and like my dad's such a chatty person, so I just thought it would be really nice. And yeah, it was. It just felt like a bit of a full circle moment to go from like them attending to my dad to me going on placement working alongside Jono, to then like Jono coming to a patient in one of the care homes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can actually get a job at Rainsway one day in Derby, which is where he's based, and work with him. Yeah.
That's
And
lovely. Who knows? You could end up crewmates.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
he's a really lovely guy, and I would love a job at Rainsway in Derby, like regardless, because it's 5 minutes up the road from where I live.
Oh, well, fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
Um, so you've just finished your 4-year masters.
Mm.
Obviously, that's a long, long time. Can you share the most challenging experience you've had on placement as a paramedic?
I haven't really had many challenging jobs. Like, I'm not a magnet that attracts all the bad jobs. Honestly, like, I'm not. Like, if you said to me, what's the one job that stands out to you, there wouldn't really be one, which is frustrating. But my time as a student, like, I haven't been to any like road traffic accidents, any major trauma. I've only been to about 3 arrests over the 4 years. I feel like for me, the jobs that touch me the most are probably the social care jobs, like that side of things when you go into like a elderly couple who are struggling and you can see that, and they're the ones that touch me a bit. And I don't know if like because it reminds me of when I worked in the care home or what, but no, I haven't been to any jobs that have really like made a lasting impact on me or anything. I know it's probably not the answer you want, but maybe when like I become an NQP and I start to get a bit more experience, and I'll have some stories then.
Well, you mentioned you've been to 3 arrests. I know students who have not been to any arrests and they've qualified and they've been in the job 2 years and still not been to any. Um,
Yeah, I went to an arrest during my last placement block. It was a bariatric patient. It was really sad. They were young as well, like in their 50s. It was good for me as a student to like go to an arrest because the ones that I went to were in first year and second year. So it was like it feels a bit wrong saying that, but it was good that I went to a job like that. But obviously not good for the patient and the outcome, like they didn't make it. But yeah, good experience to get more hands-on, especially in my fourth year compared to what I would have been doing in second year, which would have just been like chest compressions.
I was going to say, so how did you find like the progression on your side from having one in the first year, second, and then finally fourth? Did you see yourself getting progressively
Yeah.
better at each one?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm understanding now, like exactly what's going on around me and like what everyone's roles are, which was not the case in second year. Like I was just doing what I was told to do, sort of thing, and that was it really. Whereas now, like I'm thinking about what I'm doing, what the other people are doing, and what I can be doing next. And I guess it's just a bit more like critical thinking now, rather than in second year. I wasn't like that at all.
Yeah. It is hard as a student. I find when you go to a cardiac arrest, you do feel like you're in the way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
like I've been to my fair share, and you're waiting to be told what to do. But like you say, once you're fourth year, you do just sort of just know what you're doing at that point, which is nice. And so it was bariatric, your last one. How did you find doing it on a bariatric patient?
Oh, it was really difficult. So we got there and the patient was in bed and someone was doing CPR like a bystander. And obviously that's not going to be effective. And then the second crew literally showed up, thank God, because then all four of us, five of us were trying to get them on the floor. And yeah, it was really sad. Like the patient had been sick and yeah, it was really sad, and it was sad that they didn't make it, but we were in such a tight space as well, like at the side of their bed, like by the wall. It wasn't really ideal, but yeah, it was my first time going to a bariatric arrest. The others that I'd been to, they were like older patients, and yeah, it was very different, I suppose. And we had the like HEMS come to us as well, but no, it was really sad about the outcome, but good experience.
Yeah. So you've done 4 years masters instead of three.
Mm.
What made you do that? Because I know a lot of people would just want to do the 3 years and do para.
Yeah.
Because
So it was my dad that found the course. So the plan was is that I was just going to apply to all the universities closest to home. So I did move into accommodation at Keele. So Keele is like an hour from Derby. And I moved home within 3 days. I'm just a home girl. So yeah, I applied to all of the universities like Nottingham Trent, Leicester, Stafford, Keele, and I think Sheffield. And I ended up getting an interview for Stafford in Keele, and Keele was the only offer I got. But my dad said you should apply for this. It's a brand new course, an integrated masters. Like my dad's got a couple of master's degrees, and so he was like, you should definitely do this. And I'm really glad I went. And I got the masters. I got a first class. I was really really happy with that. Um, but it was my only offer. So if I hadn't have gone to Kiel, I wouldn't have been going anywhere. So like But I chose Kiel, I suppose, because there was that masters. I wanted that. That was really important to me. I know there's like the other route where you can go and work for the trust and be paid. I didn't actually know that that was a route when I applied. So I was quite surprised to find out that that was a route, but I still don't think I would have done that. I was really keen to go to university, and like my dad really wanted me to go, and like for me, I don't know, I like to follow in his footsteps and do what he says is best. And yeah, I don't regret it at all. It's been really good.
So obviously the BSA paramedic course is a tough course on its own. So you've done a master's level, which is level 7 learning. How did you find the academic side of that course?
It was hard, to be fair. So it's like level 7 this year. So we had a leadership module. That took a lot for me to get my head around and to understand what they wanted us to do, and learning about different leadership styles. But it was all very interesting, and I feel like I learned a lot about myself in that module and what kind of leader I want to be, and like people that I work well with and people that I don't work well with. I really enjoyed that module. That was probably my favourite module. We had a leadership presentation and an essay to write. I loved that. We had a primary, urgent and unscheduled care module. I loved that module. I loved urgent care. I thought that was such a brilliant placement. So I went to Loughborough for that and worked with lots of ACPs, and a lot of them were paramedics by background. And for me, that was really insightful to see what I could go and do in the future, that I could be a paramedic working in urgent care. I really enjoyed that setting. It was intense, like they had patients every like half an hour, a different patient, but I loved it. And I just thought that was really interesting. I learned a lot on all the different assessments and a lot of like A&P. I just really enjoyed that placement, and I guess being in a different environment, because I'm used to like being on the ambulance, or we've done a lot of primary care placements. But yeah, I enjoyed urgent care and learning about X-rays and like looking at them on the screens. I found that really fascinating. My other modules were, I had an introduction to critical care module. That was really insightful, learning about all the drugs and like what the critical care paramedics can do and what they can give compared to what we can give. I don't think it would be a role that I'd want to go and do in the future. Like I do like talking to patients and them talking back. And I haven't really been to any like major trauma or jobs like that. So maybe that's why like I'm a bit scared. But I know like some people are like, oh, I want to be a critical care paramedic and I want to go and work on the helicopters, and I'm just like, no, I think I'll stick to the ambulance. But I enjoyed that module. That was fun. It was really interesting. And then I'm trying to think what my other modules were. Primary and urgent care. I have my placement module. So this year my placements were in all sorts of different places. So I had urgent care, primary care. I had a week in palliative care. That was amazing. I really did like that. I just thought it was so lovely, and just seeing the help that, so I worked with paramedics who were palliative care practitioners or something like that. Like they had like a specialist role and they could prescribe. That'd be something I'd be interested in doing in the future. Like I don't know what services are around me in Derby, but if there was a way that I could be a paramedic in a palliative care setting, I think that'd be really nice to do. My other placements, like doing leadership roles with the first years. So we did simulated placements, which was really cool around campus. So they would pair us up with a couple of first years and we'd go to like, simulated jobs. That was really nice. It was really nice to work with the first years because it made me think, oh, like I have changed and I have learned a lot, and I know a lot now. And looking at them and what they were like in the comparison, it was quite nice to see, and to teach them things and tricks. It was nice. I'd never done that before. Like I'd never been a mentor. It'd always been me who'd been like the student. So I enjoyed that. It made me think maybe I'd like to be a mentor in the future. Yeah, that was really nice. And yeah, I think that's been all my modules. There's one more, but I just can't remember what it is. I might have said in that paragraph that I sent you. There was a lot of paragraphs I sent you.
It was a lot, but it was good. It was really good. It was really interesting because it's the only course I know that's apart from my one which was 4 years. So as soon as I seen that, I was interested.
Oh yeah,
So with
our
regards
dissertation, that was the other module, our dissertation, yeah.
so with regards to the 4 years, placement wise, do you feel like that extra year has given you more time to hone skills, get better at skills without the fear of mistakes in the job?
I feel like having the extra year has meant that we've done longer placements in different areas. So last year, in my third year, I did 5 weeks in like a mental health uh I don't know what I'd call it. It was like a GP center, but for mental health. It was really nice. I learned a lot about mental health, but I can't imagine on any other paramedic course that they would send you somewhere for 5 weeks to learn about mental health. And I had 2 weeks in maternity. In fact, in my third year, I only had 3 weeks of ambulance placement. So I wouldn't say that I feel like I've done more ambulance placement than others at all, but I've been able to be in like different settings, and like I've had 10 weeks in total in primary care, and I don't know what other paramedic students on other courses would spend in that setting, but I really enjoyed that because I was doing a lot of skills like in primary care. I was doing a lot of assessments like abdo assessments, respiratory assessments, cardiovascular assessments. So I was doing a lot more of that than I'd be doing on the ambulance, but like I guess like going to arrests and major trauma or things like that. Like I've not really had like more experience. It hasn't like put me at an advantage. But urgent care was really good. Urgent care was amazing. I worked with an ACP who only saw peds, and I've just spent days with her. And I feel like now I feel a lot more confident with children. And if it wasn't for that, then I think I'd be a bit scared actually, because on the ambulance, I think I've been to like 3 kids, one baby. But in urgent care, like just job after job after job, it was like infants, babies, children. It was amazing. I do feel like that placement has helped me the most.
No, that's
Mm.
good. That's good. So I know a lot of student paramedics, they don't get that side of it. They don't get it's just all ambulance. They might do 2 weeks mental health and they might do 2 weeks
Yeah, I
maternity, but
don't
it's
feel
very
like I needed 5 weeks mental health. That like if I had to change the course, I would have changed that. I'd have given me 5 weeks ambulance, 2 weeks mental health, and maybe another week of maternity. I was unlucky. I didn't actually get to see any birth, like not natural births, but the only births that I saw were the C-sections. So I would have liked another week to maybe actually experience a birth. That would have been good. Um, yeah.
I've had two and not my thing.
Was that on
Um,
the road or is that like a placement?
One on the road and one on so both on placement on the road.
Wow.
We had one at 3 o'clock in the morning and was born in the street, but bless. But
That's good
it was a good job.
experience as
It
a
was a good job
student.
experience wise.
I would like that
So
experience, but it's too late.
oh, you never know, you might get one in the job for real.
My first day.
First day, cardiac arrest, birth.
Hmm.
That'll be you.
Yeah.
So I've been looking here as well. You've done quite a lot of charity work as well. You did a 24-hour CPR marathon. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, that was amazing. So we did that with our Paramedic Society at uni this year. So I was one of the people that started our Paramedic Society, so it's something I'm really proud of. It was probably our first charity event, I think it was. And oh, it was so much stress organising it. Had to make this massive spreadsheet where it was every hour we needed at least like 10 volunteers to come and do CPR. I got up at like 4 in the morning because obviously I live in Derby to get myself on campus and to be organising things and messaging everyone to get involved, emailing everyone. There was a lot of work into organising it, but it really paid off. We raised just under £4,000 for Midlands Air Ambulance charity, and it was really nice. They came to campus and we did a check presentation for them. Yeah, it's really nice to be involved in that and like I've worked with Midlands Air Ambulance a few times on like placement, and they've like come to us for patients, so it was nice to give back. And I didn't realise that they don't get any government funding, so it is literally just donations that they get from charity events, or I don't really know how else they get their money if it's not donations, because they don't get any funding, which really surprised me. So I feel like it was really nice to do something for such a good cause and an important cause. It was nice, like lots of people's friends and like my family came along and teaching everyone CPR as well. So it was like we're raising money, we're teaching people about CPR, the importance of CPR, and it like drew a lot of attention, which was really good.
I wonder how many compressions you actually did in that 24 hours.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I actually did that many, as I feel like I was so busy doing like loads of things and organizing things and speaking to people, and I actually spoke about it on the radio, which was really nice, with a BBC Stoke. So I can't say that I would have done the most compressions, because that's definitely not true. But I was definitely in that room for like the longest amount of time.
So 24 hours is a long, it is a long time, especially
Yeah,
to be awake for.
I did go home, to be fair. So actually, a few of the students, they stayed overnight. I don't know how they did it, but I guess they had naps and stuff. But I didn't have that opportunity living in Derby. So I came home and I brought my family with me as well, so they could come and get involved. So I went from campus to home, back to campus to home on the radio. Oh, it was such a crazy 24 hours for me, but it was really nice. And I guess because it was my last year as well, to say that we did something so big and it went so well, it was really nice. And then we won Society of the Year, so I was crying. That was such an emotional moment for me. It was lovely.
No, that's really, really amazing. So you've just finished your
Mm,
degree, your master's degree. We've got a lot of students going into first year this week.
mm.
What advice, if any, would you give to these brand new students going into this field? Because it's a hard field to get started in.
Yeah, I'd probably just say get get involved, get really stuck in and make your mark and don't be scared. Like I have been one of the students that's got involved with like the most, and if there's been an opportunity, I've taken it. And I feel like getting involved with things has brought me more opportunities, which has been really nice. And yeah, just take every opportunity that comes your way, show up to everything, get stuck in, go to all your shifts, and be brave. Like it's very daunting. Like I remember my first day, I wrote myself a letter. I've still got it, and I think I've got it next to me, but it's like I'm so scared and I don't want to let my dad down. I don't want to let myself down. But like as long as you give it your all and you do everything you can and you revise as hard as you can and you walk into your exams knowing that you did the most with the time that you had, then you'll be fine. And just be organized and you'll be fine. Like I had to be really organized living at home and commuting. If I forgot something, it wasn't like next door in my apartment, it was back in Derby. So just yeah, be organized, be prompt, show up, and just give it your all. And there's opportunities to get involved with things like I've done with like volunteering or like extra activities, and take it definitely, because like good opportunities will come your way.
I think as well, like don't be afraid to make the mistakes now while being a student, especially in first year. Like you are going to be nervous, you are going to make mistakes, but it's how you handle them mistakes now you progress off it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, ask for
Yeah.
help if you need it. Like, email your lecturers. Like, it's very different to being at school, like, when they're walking around your desks and they give you, like, homework to do that you bring to class next week. Like, there's none of that. Like, they don't set you anything other than your exams. So if you're not at home revising or if you're not going over what you've learned, then like it's gonna hit you when it comes to when you do need to revise and you realise actually you didn't understand what was said in lectures or you didn't understand your notes. Use YouTube. There's quite a few people on YouTube that like draw out anatomy and physiology, and I would do like my own drawings at home, and that was how I revised. You're really bringing back the memories. I completely forgot that I did this. I literally have like drawers of all my notes. But yeah, like if you don't understand something, like look online because like it will be like dumbed down and explained in a really simple way. And yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help or like get yourself like books online. There's loads of really good books that you can get, or like use the library. I never did that. That was not my thing. I've just always wanted to be at home, revise at home on my desk. But yeah, just like give it your all. Like this is a really good opportunity, and like it might feel like it's really hard, but you're gonna get through it. Like I've got through it, so you can. Yeah.
I found the four, especially when I did my 4 years, it's I've got 5 months left, but the 4 years is flew. Like, because it's not 4 years, is it? It's 9 months really, academic wise.
Oh, I don't know. I started in September this year, and I didn't, well, September last year, and didn't finish until end of August. Is that's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, then my third year, I started in September, well, end of September, finished, I think end of July. In second year, I finished at the beginning of July, and then in first year, I
So
think
yeah,
finished in June. I'm not sure. Like I feel like like when I look at like people on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and I see like they finish uni in like May. I was like, God,
yeah, that's
I've still got exams in July. Like my exams went on. My last exam was the 22nd of July, and I literally saw people on Facebook like getting their pin. I was like, oh, I've got ages.
yeah. Well, it's been lovely speaking to you, Hannah. We've just come up to the end now. Where can people find yourself? Are you on Instagram, TikTok? Do you want to plug anything?
Oh, just I've used my paramedic Instagram since I started at Keel. I made it more like as a me thing to upload like what I'm doing and my grades and what I've got. And then like other students start to follow it. And then I've noticed like new students have like found it maybe through like the Paramedic Society's Instagram. And yeah, it's quite nice. Like people who are starting always message me, and like I guess I've created something for myself, but also for others to look at my journey, which has been really nice. I never expected to do that. But yeah,
Oh,
it's just
perfect.
on
Well,
my
I'll make sure to
Instagram.
tag it at the bottom anyway,
Thank
so
you.
people know where to find you. Like I say, it's been lovely speaking to you, yeah?
Thank you.
And we'll see you on, hopefully see you on the road sometime, maybe.
Yes. Where are you? Are you in
So I'm
Liverpool?
northwest, so I'm a
Okay.
bit of a difference in distance wise, but you never know. I could always change careers and be flying around in a helicopter one day and drop in.
Well, good luck with the rest of your course.
Oh, thank you so much, Hannah, and all the best for the future. Okay.
Thank you.